This video is by Straight Goods News, sgnews.ca.
There's a number of points that needs to be made. First, I'll start off by, of course, acknowledging that this new attempt by the government is consistent with the war on workers and the war on unions in regard to bargaining for their members. And it's contrary to the spirit of the Canada Labour Code, which of course have been negotiated and establish a long history and traditions of how we bargain collectively. This proposed changes that the government is proposing to make in the implementation legislation for the budget is going to reverse decades of history where unions and employers have bargained in collective bargaining in a free process to reach a collective agreement. It would interfere, of course, in the integrity of how the parties go about reaching a collective agreement and the spirit, of course, of respect and the traditions of negotiations. It is, I think, it's a mystery to us what exactly the government is attempting to fix with these proposed changes. They've yet to tell us what the problem is for us to understand what is it they're trying to fix. Of course, it's consistent with their pattern of attacking workers and their union. We've seen the same pattern of interference of the collective bargaining in Canada Post soon after they got the majority in 2011. We've seen this government interference, of course, in the Canada negotiations, again, contrary to the interests of the unions to negotiate a collective agreement. We see this government intervention in the CP Rail negotiations. We've seen their attack again on introducing legislation where there's no justification on Bill C-377. And of course, looking at the issues of pay equity, which this government has removed from public sector unions to of course, have pay equity legislation protect their members to ensure women who work in the public sector are getting equal pay for equal work. But again, our fundamental question for this government, what is it that you're trying to fix? And more importantly, what warrant this government attack on Crown Corporations? The tradition of Crown Corporations in bargaining on behalf of their members have always had to, of course, adopt and follow Treasury Board guidelines. This is not a new initiative. This is not a new responsibility of the managers for Crown Corporations and unions of bargaining in that sector. But again, we see this as an attempt, of course, to continue the war against workers and their unions and to somehow make us the villains for their mismanagement of the economy instead of dealing with the problems of how they've mismanaged this economy and now trying to shift the blame on workers and their unions. We see both the CBC and Via Rail have had their budget cut by this government many times since they've been in office. And for Mr. Clement to suggest that somehow that imposing his will on free collective bargaining is a solution to deal with the financial challenges that these corporations are dealing with is really dishonest and disgusting for him to make that argument. The fact of the matter is both CBC and Via Rail have had to negotiate with their unions to reach collective agreement and have done so consistent with, of course, the challenges they face in terms of the funding they're getting from the government. For this government to suggest there's something opposite of that's happening, I dare Mr. Clement to put the facts on the table so we can debate them honestly and with some integrity publicly. I think the government have always had a say in what happened in negotiations. I beg to differ with Mr. Clement. The government has their representatives sitting at the bargaining table. Those are the management representatives who bargain on behalf of the Crown Corporation with a mandate from Treasury Board. For him to suggest opposite of that is really not putting the facts on the table. The reality is these Crown Corporations, of course, do get public funding for carrying out their responsibility, but at the same time, the corporation have some responsibility to negotiate with its employees to reach a fair and free collective bargaining. If the government is suggesting the free collective bargaining no longer exists in the public sector with Crown Corporation, then they should come out and say so. But you can't, on one hand, say that you're going to cut the funding and then, of course, then suggested when the managers even still with those cut in funding to these corporations are able to reach collective agreement, now suggested they're not doing their job. We have to have our own representative at the bargaining table. Collective bargaining is a delicate balance in responsibility. The parties have to trust each other and, more importantly, has to have the integrity, of course, trying to negotiate a collective agreement to ensure that they don't have lockout or strike. And most of the times the parties are focused on what they need to do to reach a collective agreement, recognizing the constraint that may exist with Crown Corporations with the funding they're getting from the government.